go over here and let him talk.
All right. You can tell that Julie Richmond dressed me today. All right, so Romans 8:28 is, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. And God promises something here when He says all things. God promises to His children that all things will happen to us. There's many examples of all things throughout our lives, and here's a personal example of one that happened to me while working at Upper Peninsula Bible Camp this summer in the UP of Michigan. When I got there, I started to catch up and meet a bunch of guys that I was going to be working with throughout the summer. And I started talking to a kid there who was 20 years old, and his name was Cody Kayer. Cody and I instantly became friends, and we started to have a lot of conversations right off the bat about our faith in our life, and we encouraged each other every day, and we became good buddies. And in our free time, we would find ourselves fishing together, which, what can I say? And on July 10th, around 3 p.m., Cody sat next to me to help me fix arrows for an archery range at camp. And we were sitting there for about 3 hours talking, and we were talking about hunting, fishing, sports, and how I am blessed with animals that I've killed and fish that I've caught, and with athletic things. And he said, "You're very blessed to have all of those things in your life." And I said, "Man, sometimes I get really lucky with things." And he looked at me and he said, "Luck isn't real." Using the word luck takes the glory away from God. And when he said that to me, it moved me in a different way. It was like one of those smack in the face moments where it was just like, man, I've been doing some things wrong throughout my life, giving luck all the glory instead of God. So while this conversation was happening, he was actually fixing the arrows completely wrong, but I was enjoying the conversation, so I let it happen. And later at dinner, he was sitting next to me, and he asked if we could go fishing together tonight after lunch, and I was just like, "I think we should go swimming." I said, "The water will feel great. I've been in it for the last couple of days. I think it'll be fun." So around 7 p.m., I went out with some friends, and I started swimming. And about 15 minutes later, Cody came out, and for some weird reason, he was wearing blue jeans. I don't know why he would swim in blue jeans. That doesn't make any sense. But when he came out, he started jumping off a chair on the raft in the middle of the lake. It's called the Throne. It's like one of those really tall lifeguarding chairs to where you can do flips and stuff off of it. So he climbs up, and he's making fun of me for not wanting to jump off the chair, because I'm not really a big fan of heights, and I'm not a very good swimmer either. I'm kind of like him. And Cody looked at me, started making fun of me, and did a front flip off the chair. So I was talking to my friend, and I was just like, "Oh, whatever." So about 30 seconds later, I went up and jumped off the chair, and I looked down in the water, and there was something pale, and there were bubbles going everywhere. And I looked at my friend, and I said, "Where's Cody at?" And he said, he's probably just under the raft." So I jumped off, and he wasn't under the raft. So I climbed back up, and I said to everybody to get over here, because I can't find Cody, because I knew that he had seizure problems, because the day before I got there, he had a seizure, and about 10 minutes later, we ended up pulling Cody out of the water, and he had a seizure from jumping off of, and he landed on his back, which caused pain, and the light from the water caused him to have a seizure. So we pulled him from the water, and all the emergency people got there, and we all went back to a place and started praying together. And I left from where all the other people that were interns were. And I remember calling him saying that my friend Cody and I went swimming, and he never came back up. And as life moved on slowly, and I was working at camp, I think it was Colton sent me Romans 8:28. And once I started to think about the verse, many things came to my mind. It was that Cody didn't deserve this. God didn't cause him to die. It's not a good thing. It's a terrible tragedy in front of a lot of people. And as I read this, God promises us that he will work good out of it. And once time went on, I really thought about the tragedy in Romans 8:28, and I realized that I'd become really close with 27 different interns. All the people that came up at camp to help during this, I became really good friends with them. I came home and shared this story, and it changed one of my best friend's life. And it was put on TV on a news channel that so who knows how many people saw the story of his life and the way he lived, and it changed them. You see, God doesn't promise that he will turn it to good or erase it and make it good, but he promises that he will bring good out of it for all the bad situations, for those who love and trust him. Just because we are followers of Christ doesn't mean we aren't subject to the pain and suffering that the rest of the world has to endure. The key words are all things, and we have a hope that the rest of the world doesn't have, because as you know, God continues his promise to come back and bring us to the kingdom of God. And I challenge you as you go through all things in the upcoming days, weeks, months, and years, that you love and trust God. And it might take a while in your situation, so you'll have to be patient, but God always works really good in all situations, so always remember his promise.